Moments later, Lisa Boyer appeared from the far end of the lot. She told officers she was the woman who had called 911 and identified Sam as her kidnapper. Police escorted her to the station. In Sam's room, officers recovered a watch, a money clip holding $100, some change, and a bottle of scotch. They also found a copy of the Nation of Islam's newspaper, Muhammad Speaks, in his car. Back at Sam's home, Barbara Cooke and her daughters were surrounded by friends and fellow musicians. As blues legends filled the house with drinks and disbelief, Barbara quietly stepped away and sat poolside while her sister fielded questions from detectives. The question echoed through the house: what really happened to Sam? On December 16th, just 5 days later, a coroner's inquest convened to determine if Bertha or Lisa should face charges. The hearing was brief. Both women testified, along with Evelyn Carr and a few motel guests. They passed polygraph tests, and the results were accepted into evidence. Polygraphs, however, are unreliable. They track heart rate, breathing, and perspiration, indicators of stress, not truth. They are largely inadmissible in court today. Still, the jury heard no serious challenge to the women's accounts. Discrepancies went unexplored. Lisa claimed she begged Sam to take her home. Bertha didn't remember hearing anything. No follow-up was allowed. One key detail: Bertha owned a .32 caliber weapon, but Sam was shot with a .22. The origin of the gun was never clarified, and there was confusion about Sam's money. Barbara believed he left with around $150. Producer Al Schmidt claimed he saw Sam flashing what could have been $1,000. His wallet and clothing were never found. Still, the hearing refused to address the missing items. A medical examiner testified Sam had no drugs in his system, but a blood alcohol content of 0.14%, enough to cause confusion, slurred speech, and poor coordination. It supported the idea of erratic behavior, but not a violent nature. The hearing lasted just 2 hours. Sam's lawyer was blocked from asking about the women's backgrounds. The jury took 15 minutes to rule it a justifiable homicide. Sam's loved ones were outraged. With Sam gone, only one version of events was told and accepted. Alan Klein, Sam's manager, called it a cover-up. He claimed someone was hiding the truth about a deeply religious, non-violent family man. Speculation grew. Was Lisa Boyer more involved than she admitted? On December 18th, the first of 2 funerals was held in Chicago. Over 200,000 mourners paid their respects. The following day in Los Angeles, 5,000 more packed into Mount Sinai Baptist Church. The service overflowed with grief, hymns, and outbursts. Ray Charles filled in for Bessie Griffin, who was too overwhelmed to sing. The open casket funeral sparked more rumors. Etta James claimed Sam's body was so battered he was nearly unrecognizable, suggesting more violence than a broomstick and a pistol could explain. Others believed it was possible. Photos showed his head intact, and the broom handle could explain some injuries. What came next only fueled speculation. On January 11, 1965, Lisa Boyer was arrested for soliciting an undercover cop for sex. Her reputation as a con artist was now public. Many began to believe that she and Bertha had set Sam up. The Hacienda Motel was known as a cheap stop for sex work. Lisa had a record of robbing men. The theory emerged: Lisa lured Sam there, Bertha helped set the trap, and something went wrong. A private investigator hired by Sam's family found that Lisa and Sam had likely met before, contradicting her testimony. He also uncovered rumors that Bertha may have once run a brothel. But with little evidence and no cooperation, Barbara asked to end the investigation. "Will it bring him back?" she asked. "I don't want to put my children through this." Barbara soon remarried to Bobby Womack, Sam's close friend. The marriage sparked outrage. Sam's brothers beat Bobby after learning of the union. While no evidence tied Barbara or Bobby to Sam's death, the timing cast shadows. They divorced in 1970 after Barbara discovered Bobby was having an affair with her daughter Linda. The fallout included a shotgun, a near murder, and a swift end. Bertha Franklin, meanwhile, faced harassment and threats. She left her job, moved to Michigan, and later filed a lawsuit against Sam's estate for emotional damages. She received a $30,000 settlement before dying of a heart attack. Lisa Boyer's story ended even darker. In 1979, she was convicted of second-degree murder in the death of her lover. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Her connection to Sam's death was never revisited. After the hearing, the black press demanded justice. Radio hosts, newspapers, and celebrities, including Muhammad Ali, condemned the investigation. Ali stated, "If Sam had been Sinatra or the Beatles, the FBI would still be on the case." Many in the soul and blues community never accepted the official story of Sam Cooke's death. The motive for robbery seemed clear. Sam was wealthy and reportedly flashing cash throughout the night. Lisa Boyer had a known history of scamming and robbing men. Could his murder have been a robbery gone wrong? Did Lisa and Bertha work together? With no further investigation, those questions remain unanswered. As the years passed, and with key witnesses gone, the truth has grown harder to uncover. But Sam's legacy has only grown stronger. His magnum opus, A Change Is Gonna Come, was released as a single on December 22, 1964, nearly 2 weeks after his death. While it had already appeared on his Ain't That Good News album earlier that year, the single release gave the song new power. It became a civil rights anthem, embraced by leaders and musicians who saw in it a cry for justice and a hope for change. Just months earlier, President Lyndon B. Johnson had signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 into law, outlawing racial discrimination and segregation. It was one of the most significant legislative milestones since the abolition of slavery. Artists like Sam Cooke, Bob Dylan, and Odetta had long been voicing these demands for change. Though he didn't live to see its full impact, Sam's influence ran deep. His label, Sayar Records, helped launch careers for black musicians like Bobby Womack, Billy Preston, Johnny Taylor, and Mel Carter. His soulful, gospel-rooted sound shaped a generation of artists, including Al Green, Curtis Mayfield, Stevie Wonder, and Marvin Gaye. Even Aretha Franklin got her early touring experience with Sam. Had he lived, there's no doubt Sam Cooke would have become one of the defining voices of the 20th century. From 1957 to 1964, he wrote or recorded 29 songs that hit the Billboard Top 40, more than Buddy Holly, Little Richard, and Jerry Lee Lewis combined. His music has been covered by everyone from Rod Stewart to Michael Bolton. In July 1964, just months before his death, Sam performed at the legendary Copacabana in New York. The live album, Sam Cooke at the Copa, released posthumously in October, marked a high point in his career. It opened doors to the mainstream and hinted at even bigger opportunities. According to fellow musician Solomon Burke, Sam had recently done a Hollywood screen test and was being considered for his own variety show, tentatively titled Sam Cooke Cooks. Had things gone differently, he might have headlined venues like Madison Square Garden or made the leap to television. Beyond his musical talent, Sam had vision. In 1961, he co-founded CAR Records with J.W. Alexander to support black soul artists trying to break into the mainstream. Like Motown, CAR gave a platform to musicians often ignored by major labels. Sam also created CAGS Music, a publishing and management company for black artists. His goal was to give others the same tools he used to shape his own success. His business moves paralleled his growing political consciousness. Sam was a reader, a thinker, and a friend to civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Muhammad Ali. He devoured literature on black history and politics, and used his experiences to write A Change Is Gonna Come, his first and only protest song. That song has since become one of the most celebrated American songs ever written. It's been honored by Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, NPR, and even selected for preservation in the Library of Congress in 2007. If Sam had lived, there's no doubt he would have continued speaking through music. He may have written protest songs during the Vietnam War, or stood beside other artists like Aretha Franklin as she advocated for the freedom of Angela Davis. He might have fought for indigenous rights, women's rights, or more black ownership in entertainment. Sam was just beginning to use his platform for more than music. His close friend Bobby Womack, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009, reflected on how much the world had changed since Sam's death, just like Sam hoped it would. Sam Cooke died at 33, but his spirit never stopped singing. Through his songs, his business ventures, and his boldness in confronting injustice, Sam helped lay the groundwork for future generations of artists and activists. The fight he joined is still ongoing, and his message, now more than ever, still echoes. A change is gonna come. Subscribe to Veal for more untold stories that deserve to be heard.